All right, so this is my 2019 Iron 1200. Wait, I hear the commenters saying. I hear the keyboards clacking away already. Wait, Satyr, there was never a denim black 2019 Iron 1200. That was the first year they did them. They didn't do a denim black. You are correct. That's why there's no tank graphic either. This bike was white. I'll throw a picture because I have one now. She's so dirty. Look how dirty she is. It was white, and they had a white one. They actually had a black, but it was a glossy black, and I didn't like the glossy black. My Iron 883 was denim black. It was a 2017. And I love the Iron. I love the Irons. I don't care what people say. It's a girl's bike. I don't care. I guess I'm a girl then, because I love it. But I wanted to go over my mods that I've done with it, because people like doing that, and I watched a bunch of videos of the mods that people had done to their bikes. So I know I enjoy them. So I guess I'll start with the obvious thing. I removed the front fender. That's just a style thing. I don't ride in the rain much. I will say this doesn't do much for stopping rain. If you hit a puddle, you're gonna get soaked. It doesn't do shit. So one of the first things I did on this was the stage 2. Because I never did the stage 2 on my 883. And that was always like, next step, I'm saving money. So like the first parts that I bought were this air cleaner and this exhaust. This is a Vance and Hines Staggered short shots. Fought forever because I actually wanted a different set of pipes, because every Sportster you see has Vance and Hines Staggered short shots. And I'll see if I can find the ones I wanted. They came back a little bit further and were flush. Cobra 909s, I believe. But just nobody ever had them in stock. Like they didn't, and like they took them off the website and stuff. Like I was like, all right, I guess they're not making them anymore. But these are, so I just said screw it, I'm not waiting anymore. So I got the Vance and Hines short shots, which I love. I'd ordered it originally with the quiet baffles, and I was like, that should be good. I don't want it to be super loud. Even with the quiet baffles, this thing was loud, very, very loud. I went back and got the super quiet baffles, and they're still loud pipes. I know of people who run these without any baffles in them at all, and I can't imagine how loud that would be. Like that would hurt. That would physically hurt to be near this bike. And even with the super quiet baffles, like I feel bad pulling up next to people whose windows are down, because I know that it's just loud as hell. Anyway, so if you're interested or wondering about those pipes and how loud they actually are, like it's hard to watch the videos, because like you don't know how loud you're supposed to have your speakers to understand like loudness or whatever, but they're loud. They're definitely, the stock pipes on these when I had the 883, and even when I first bought this, like people wouldn't notice me, and I don't have that problem with these pipes at all. So yeah, then I went and had it tuned. I got the Harley tuner. It was kind of 6 one way, half a dozen the other, between it and the I forget the other company that does the tuner, that has like the app on your phone that you can flash it on the fly and stuff, which is a really cool feature. But I don't know. I probably wouldn't have been screwing with it. They did it. It works fine. It does run it runs a little poppy sometimes, a little extra gas, and it backfires every now and then, slowing down, but I don't mind. just burning gas. So let's see, what other mods? Stupid simple mod, I flipped the 1200 upside down, which, if anyone is interested, if anyone doesn't know why those are upside down, tell me, and I will make a video explaining why that, which this doesn't even serve a purpose on these bikes. There's nothing under there. Like, there's literally, it's for show anymore. What else did I do? Okay, so the paint, I did a tank lift. That's a 2-inch tank lift. I did a wire tuck, which I would still love to redo so that I can get this closer to that front bar, just to totally open that up. But in order to do that, you have to like completely take the wiring harness apart and put it back together again. And that's just a little much for me. Maybe some winter. That's like a good winter project. And winters here are so short that you don't ever really, like, I think I went 2 weeks this year with the bike in the garage and then had it back out. Like, the winter never really happened. LaPera Barebones seat, got that, love this. The stock seat was fine. I don't like the stock seats on these. They have that that shape, I don't know, I don't like it. It was nice though. It's not a bad seat at all. It was a lot better than the 883 seat, which I never upgraded the seat on my 883 either. So this is like just 1,000 times better than any seat I've ever sat on. So there's that. I did get this from a guy on Etsy, and I'll put a link to his Etsy store. This Sissy bar, I had a different Sissy bar in the 883, and it was like a knockoff of the actual, it was a Burly. It was a knockoff of a Burly Sissy bar. I never was able to strap anything to it. It leaned too far back. Like, it was at a really odd angle on the 883, so it just never quite was as useful as I wanted it to be. I did strap some stuff to it every now and then, but was never as useful as I wanted it to be. And this, I'll show you. This is called the Traveler, the Sissy bar, and it's cool. It's got this little shelf on it, which is rad. If you're like into packing up a Sportster, it gives you lots of options for hooking stuff on, and there's, you know, there's spots here for hooking stuff, so you could pack a ton of shit on the back of this bike, which is cool. And I fought forever, and I'll have to do a whole other video on my horrible fight about a bag a bag to put on this bike for like daily carry kind of stuff, because that was a nightmare and it took years. And I finally found this thing, and it is a Burly bag as well, and I will link to it. It is a tank and tail bag, and what it is, the way that it's supposed to work is there's a bunch of giant magnets in here, and you do this, right? And it's your tank bag. And then if you don't want to do that, it comes with a thing that you can put under a pillion seat that snaps into these snaps on the side, so you can make it a tail bag, right? Which is fine. I ran it as a tank bag until I got this. And then this I just made out of some scrap pieces of leather I had laying around. And because of the handle that's on it, and because of these magnets, I probably actually wouldn't even need this, because these magnets are super strong, but that just sketches me out, because it could just totally blow off and I would never know. It's nice though, because the handle hooks around that bottom piece, and then I clip this on, and that ain't going nowhere. I do want to upgrade this at some point. I would like to have it so that I can adjust it, so it's adjustable, because there have been some times where I'm like, I have a jacket with me or something, and I'm like, oh, it would be so nice if that was just a little bit bigger so I could stuff my jacket down in there. So I have thought about making it adjustable, which I'll probably do at some point. Again, right now it works just fine, so, and I don't really have big plans right now with the Rona on going anywhere or doing anything. other than little day trips around here. Let's see, smoked out mirrors, or smoked out lenses on the turn signals. I did move the turn signals from up here to down there. I did invert the mirrors as well. I got really used to the mirrors being under my hands on the 883. Like the 883, you couldn't see where with the mirrors where they were stock. Like if you get on an 883 and look at the mirrors, you can't, you're looking at your shoulders. So they say, like everywhere, if you go look at anything online, the first thing they say is flip your mirrors under your bars. And I got really used to that being where my mirrors are at. So I tried flipping them up, and I just, one, don't like the way it looks, and two, I'm just not used to having that in my vision when I'm riding. I don't like anything being above my hands. It's just like a weird tick that I've gotten used to. I do have my little saddlebag. I'll link to it too. That actually, I bought that for the 883, and after the wreck I went and grabbed everything that I could off of it, and that was salvaged from the 883 when it died. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. There is some stuff I would still like to do. They have LED turn signals and tail lights, and I would like to upgrade to LEDs just so that they're brighter. These aren't super bright. I don't ride at night a whole lot, but just having LEDs all around I think is safer. Plus, if you get the LEDs themselves are red, so you can smoke out the rear lenses as well, and I would like to do that so that the whole thing would be blacked out. One thing that I had to do on my 883 that I didn't have to do on this was replace those two things. On the 2017 Iron 883, those came chrome for some reason. Everything else on the bike is blacked out, except those were chrome. Oh, and I blacked these out as well on both bikes. And this is just a piece of black vinyl. They come in kits, and you can buy the kits for just a couple, but they're like $7 or something on eBay and stuff. But it's literally just a piece of black vinyl cut to fit around here. But that ends up blacking, because if not, it's all chromed out under there. But that blacked all of that out. I would like to get an LED front headlight too. Harley has some really nice ones now that know what angle the bike is at, so the light always stays pointing at the ground even if you're turning, which is just crazy to me. But those are of course like stupid expensive, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Just an LED headlight from Harley is like $500, but you can get knockoffs on eBay and Amazon and stuff for like $30. So at some point I would like to do that. I did do that on the 883. I did also have a black grill that covered the light that kind of helped black all of that stuff out, and I've thought about that as well. I don't know if it would work with this thing, whatever it's called, hood thing, which I don't know if I like it. I've gotten used to it. Definitely not my favorite thing in the world. I like more of a chopper look, not California club style. Like, that's not my style, and I think that's what they were shooting for with these. But right now this is actually the mount for the headlight. Like that stupid eyebrow that holds most Sportster headlights on, there isn't one in here. It's like part of this, so there's no way to take this off without having you have to find some other way to mount your headlight, which sucks, because I would like to take it off, but I don't have another way to mount my headlight at the moment, and I don't really want to screw with it because I don't have money to do things like that. Anyway, that's kind of what I've done with it so far. Oh no, there's other stuff. I'm sorry. Did all of the relocations when I did the tank lift. So the starter's over here now. This is here. Used to be up there. So all of those guts got moved. I always forget about that because that was like one of the first things I did on the 883 as well. So in my mind, that's just how the bikes are made, which is in my mind how they should be made. But that's me. If you're not into this kind of look, with the open airy tank. The way that these come stock is actually pretty clean. I like screwing around with it. I did also get, I don't know why that popped off. I did also get, and this turned out to be one of the banes of my existence, this little thing right here. So I have a clamp for a phone mount, and one thing I got was this. It's a little USB plug. It plugs into the battery so that when my phone's on here, say I do plan on going on a big long trip, if I just have my phone sitting there, the battery's going to die. But if I plug it into that, it'll keep itself charged based off of the battery on the bike. But there is a ground on this kit, and when I attached it, I guess I didn't get through the powder coat on the frame, so it never completely ground out. So the battery just would die, and it was fine all last summer or last fall. It was fine, and then winter came, and my 883 never had problems with being cold. Again, these bikes never sit that long, a couple weeks maybe, and 883 never had problems. This one sat for a week, and I went to start it, and the battery it wasn't dead, but you could tell like it was drained. So I took it down and had them look at it, and they were like, you're an idiot, and he fixed it for me. I do believe that is it. I had on my 883 taken the belt guards off just to clean up how that looks there, and I just haven't gotten around to doing it on this. It's kind of a pain in the ass to get all that stuff off. It's not so bad, but some of the bolts, like the bolt to get this off, is like hidden up in there. It's just kind of a pain. Plus, it makes checking, when they take it in for them to do surface, it makes them checking the belt tension a lot easier to do. So this is actually a tension gauge. So I don't know, I'm not too super worried about it. Maybe at some point I'll do all that, I don't know, chain conversion and all that. I don't know. But that's it. That is my Iron 1200. Let me know if you have any questions about it, or things I've done, or where I got stuff, or where I got ideas for stuff. Let me know in the comments, and I will be more than happy to answer any questions anyone might have about this bike. Anyway, I'm gonna go get out of here. It's warm. I'm gonna go ride around a little bit and then go home and enjoy the rest of this day, because it's actually pretty nice out here. Pretty nice. Anyway, hope you guys have fun. Stay safe out there, and don't do anything that I would. Peace.